ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम श्री मात्रे नमः. प्रियात्म बंधुलरा, so far we have completed 56 Zoom sessions. After completion of Telugu version, we are now in English. In English also, we made good progress. So today we will start the session, 57th session. So the first question is, somebody is asking, what were the first words of Sri Krishna in the Holy Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, the real preachings of the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Sri Krishna starts from Sloka 2-11 of Bhagavad Gita. The full first chapter and the first 10 slokas in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita serve as a prelude to the main preachings of the Bhagavad Gita by Lord Sri Krishna. Sloka 2-11 of Bhagavad Gita, God said, Bhagavan Vacha, Asotyananmasocastvam prajnavadam cha bhashase kataso na katasum cha nanusochanti pandita. So this is Sloka 2-11. These words of the Sloka 2-11 are the first words by Lord Sri Krishna in the preachings of the Bhagavad Gita. The meaning of the above Sloka 2-11 is as follows. You are grieving about an issue on which nobody should grieve. On top of that, you are giving an erudite lecture as if you are very learned and scholarly. A real Pandit does not grieve about the past as well as the future. These are the first words spoken by Lord Sri Krishna to Arjuna, the Pandava prince in the Bhagavad Gita. Lord Sri Krishna meant to say to Arjuna that a real Pandit does not bother about past and future as well. It means his concentration should be on the present job only. The concentration should not be on brooding over the past or contemplating about the future, but should be totally devoted and be involved in the present job or duty only. That means, don't worry on past. Don't unnecessarily worry about the future outcome, but do your best on the present job and do your duty sincerely and diligently to accomplish success, but take the result, success or failure, with equanimity. Or in other words, Lord Sri Krishna exhorted Arjuna to fight war and said, if Arjuna won the war, he would rule the kingdom. If he lost war, that is slain in war, he would attain warrior 7. In either case, Arjuna should not desist from doing his duty of fighting war with Kauravas. Why was Lord Sri Krishna advocating and fighting of war with Kauravas by Arjuna? It was because Arjuna was a Kshatriya by birth. His duty as a Kshatriya was to fight the war, which was thrust on Pandavas by Kauravas. This is in fact the message in the entire Karma Yoga of Bhagavad Gita, that one must do one's duty unmindful of its outcome. You should not run away from doing your duty. Or in other words, Lord Sri Krishna exhorted Arjuna to first concentrate on fighting the war with his opponents, Kauravas, without bothering for the outcome of the result. Or in other words, there is a message to the humanity in general that one should work with devotion and dedication on the present job only, without bothering for the outcome of the result. However, while working, one must work with all his or her efforts effectively and efficiently, unmindful of the final outcome of the result, whether it is success or failure. and accept their final result with equanimity. Hari Om. So this is the answer for the first question. Next question. Somebody is asking, what were the last words of Sri Krishna in the holy Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, this is a very difficult question to answer because the last slokas spoken by Lord Krishna pertain to Phalasruti of Bhagavad Gita. That is, what happens to people who teach Bhagavad Gita, to people who read Bhagavad Gita, to people who listen to Bhagavad Gita, and finally, Lord Krishna asked Arjuna whether he, that is Arjuna, listened to Bhagavad Gita taught by Lord Sri Krishna with rapt attention, and if so, whether the ignorance and delusion of Arjuna had disappeared. Otherwise, the last sloka preached by Lord Krishna to Arjuna is 18-66, which is as under. Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam vraja ahantva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masuchaha. That is 18-66. The meaning of this sloka is as bodily dharmas pertaining to your mind and dharmas pertaining to your intellect, and surrender unto me alone, that is, have faith in me, that is Lord Krishna. Then I, that means Lord Krishna, will absolve you, you means Arjuna here, from all papas and also grant you, that is devotee, moksham. Don't grieve. That is 18-66. This was the concluding precept given by Lord Krishna to Arjuna or other devotees, that is humanity, at the end of Bhagavad Gita. So, in other words, these are the last spoken preachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Next question, somebody is asking, can I get Bhagavad Gita knowledge? My answer is, Bhagavad Gita knowledge is meant for everybody. It is not exclusively reserved for any particular section or group of people. It is meant for the whole humanity, irrespective of caste, creed, custom, conviction, country, age, sex, language, disability, etc. But cultivate the habit of reading Bhagavad Gita written by enlightened people only, who are blessed by the God. But not Sanskrit Pandits know that Bhagavad Gita knowledge is the highest of all knowledges in the spiritual field, and it is a direct route to moksha, that is liberation, that is immortality. Jnatavyam avasishyate, as given in Shloka 7-2, as under. Jnanam teham savijnanamidam vaksham yaseshatah yajnatva neha bhuyonya jnatavyam avasishyate. This is Shloka 7-2. Meaning of that Shloka is, I shall declare to thee in full this knowledge combined with direct that is practical experience, after knowing which nothing more here remains to be known. That means, if you know the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita fully, you are deemed to have known everything, and nothing really remains to be known thereafter. Exclusive property of people. It is meant for the wealth of Bhagavad Gita without any inhibition. The only requirement for knowing the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita is that you must have Bhagavad Gita. Hence, it is very essential that you must have faith in God. If you don't believe in the God or you don't have faith in God, then you are not eligible to understand the Bhagavad Gita. Without having faith in the God, even if you read the Bhagavad Gita, you cannot and will not understand the Bhagavad Gita. I am telling you, God told this, but I am also telling that if you don't have faith in God or the Bhagavad Gita, you will not understand Bhagavad Gita. Next question somebody is asking. Can you sum up the story of the Bhagavad Gita in one answer? My answer is Bhagavad Gita is not an incident describing any story. Bhagavad Gita is a sacred text giving life-living principles such as what is this life about? From where have we come here? From where present life? Where are we going? What one should do in life? What one should not do in life? Why are we born to the present parents? Is it by chance very amiable, crude, hostile? What we should not eat? What is food cycle? How is our food getting digested? What are good traits of humans? What are bad traits of humans? How to acquire good traits? Who is God? Where is God? Who made the God? Who is running this world? Is God singular or plural? Is God ultimate? How the world is formed? How to live this life? How to die? How to die one's duty? How to do one's duty? Like this, I can list any number of questions. Bhagavad Gita gives answers to all such questions. Bhagavad Gita is an encyclopedia of life. Bhagavad Gita is a panacea for all problems in life. So there is no issue that is left untouched in Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is not the story of any individual. Bhagavad Gita is the story of all humans, irrespective of religion, region, language, sex, color, caste, custom, conviction. Everybody must read and know what benefits it confers on him or her. Bhagavad Gita is the panacea of all problems of human life. Hari Om. So, the summing up of the story of the Bhagavad Gita does not arise. Hari Om. Bhagavad Gita changed your life. My answer is this was originally answered under the caption, does reading the Bhagavad Gita make real changes in you? Now I am again answering this. My answer is yes. Reading Bhagavad Gita brings sweeping changes in you if you really understand the Bhagavad Gita. I underwent metamorphic changes in my case, and I had sincerely regretted as to why I did not read the Bhagavad Gita earlier than that. I read Bhagavad Gita at the age of 46 years. I was totally and completely transformed after reading the Bhagavad Gita. There was so much I did not know till then, before reading the Bhagavad Gita. And I learned so much after reading the Bhagavad Gita, that there is no field untouched by the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita has treasures of knowledge which you don't get elsewhere. So get hold of your copy of the Bhagavad Gita at your earliest and read it, understand it, and then start practicing the Bhagavad Gita. For getting as much knowledge as you get in Bhagavad Gita, you have to waste years of your life, even after which there is no guarantee that you would get the full knowledge. But in my case, after reading and understanding the Bhagavad Gita, I wrote many essays, gave many discourses, wrote one full-fledged commentary on Bhagavad Gita entitled Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanamu, Tatparya Sahita Vyakhyanamu by Dr. Ude Shivakeshavu. Particulars of this book are given elsewhere in other answers, so please refer to them. So these are some of the changes I had experienced in life after reading the Bhagavad Gita. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, what are the number of principal verses in the Bhagavad Gita? What was the reason to erase some verses from Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, you are asking a question as to what are the number of principal verses in Bhagavad Gita. What was the reason to erase some verses from Bhagavad Gita? There were originally 745 verses in Bhagavad Gita. However, as on today, we are able to get only 700 slokas. Nobody has erased these slokas from the original text. As printing and preservation techniques were not available those days, the first writings were on palm leaves. Palm leaves have a definite shell life. Some of the palm leaves on which some slokas were there might have got destroyed due to fair wear and tear, resulting in loss of 45 slokas from the original text. Such a loss had occurred even in some old texts. Annamaya had written 32,000 poems on Lord Venkateswara on palm leaves. However, King Salva got them engraved on copper sheets. Otherwise, many of them might have got lost. So, sometimes it is good to have the full text, and some hope that one day we'll be able to retrieve the last slokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Next question. What is the significance of the Mahabharata war to Hindus? My answer is, this is a wonderful question. Mahabharata is all about human life. How many types of people can be there in this world has been very thoroughly depicted in the epic of Mahabharata. If there is a possibility of some human character being present in this world, that human character is already there in the Mahabharata. If there is no peculiar character is there in the Mahabharata, there is no possibility of such a character existing elsewhere in this world. That has been the scope of Mahabharata as described in the following sloka. Dharmecha, Adhecha, Kamecha, Mokshecha, Bharatarshava, Idihati Tadanyatra, Yennehati Natat Kvachit. The meaning of the above sloka is already given. So, moral of Mahabharata is, there are two warring groups in Mahabharata. They are the Pandavas, generally recognized as the virtuous group. The Kauravas, generally recognized as the vicious group. And the Lord Krishna, who is God incarnation, generally neutral towards all, but partial towards dharma. Similarly, in every human being, there are two warring groups, plus God as conscience. The first group is represented by the virtuous qualities in a human being. The second group is represented by demonic or asuric qualities of vice. And the third group is God, who is neutral in all the activities of a human being, by giving them the free will, giving full freedom of choosing any line of action a human likes, either virtuous line or vicious line, which is far from dharma. But God keeps cautioning the individual from inside the conscience of every human being as to what is right and what is wrong, what are the pros and cons in all situations humans generally encounter in life. So Mahabharata war is going on every day in everybody's heart and all the 24 into 7 into 365 days of the year. Those who recognize this strife in human life and correlate this human strife with the story of the Mahabharata would try to eliminate the asuric or demonic or vicious qualities from within them and will stand to get benefited and will triumph in life like the Pandavas. However, those who do not recognize the human strife in the hearts of human beings as a fight between the virtuous, that is Pandava type, and asuric, that is Kaurava type qualities, they do not derive the benefits of the Mahabharata. All good Hindus who recognize this truth are deemed to have understood the significance of Mahabharata, and they stand to become victorious in all their lives, just as Pandavas have become victorious finally, in spite of their travails in the interregnum. Similarly, all humans who treat the vicious path of Kauravas stand to lose everything in life and ultimately have to repent, suffer, and perish like Kauravas. This is the significance of Mahabharata in real life to all the Hindus. Next question somebody is asking, what is the best Telugu translated book for Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, as on today, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanamu Tatparya Saita Vyakhyanamo, written by Dr. Uday Shivakesham, that is myself, is the best book which can be understood easily given by beginners. Easily, even by beginners, that too without any ambiguity. The details of which are given in the form of pictures. That is, first picture is the front cover, outer cover of the book, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanamu Tatparya Saita Vyakhyanamo by Dr. Uday Shivakesham. Second picture, a letter written by Justice Chalameshwar, Supreme Court of India, to the author praising about the Bhagavad Gita written by Dr. Uday Shivakesham. Third and fourth are pictures on the two sides of the postcard written by Mahasahasravadhani Dr. Garikipati Narasimha Rao, giving his comments on the Bhagavad Gita written by Dr. Uday Shivakesham. And fifth picture is a review in Saptagiri, Telugu monthly magazine published by Tirupati Tirumala Devasthanam, TTD, Tirupati, by Dr. Kampalli Ravichandran on the Bhagavad Gita written by Dr. Uday Shivakesham and its availability. All the above pictures speak of the quality and the contents of Sri Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanam, Tatparya Saita Vyakhyanam, written by the author Dr. Uday Shivakesham. The source where book is available is already given somewhere under other question answers, so please consult them. So next question is, why can't the Mahabharata epic be kept in a home? My answer is, I think some people are very shrewd. If they themselves don't like something, they will spread all types of canons. Some people say that you should not keep Mahabharata at home. Some people say that you should not read Garuda Puranam. Some people say that you should not read Bhagavad Gita in your young age. These are all ill-founded opinions and misguided and malicious propaganda by some vested interests. I have Mahabharata at home and I read it. I have Garuda Puranam at home and I read it. I have more than 25 to 30 Bhagavad Gitas at home. I read them. I am tremendously benefited by reading all of these books. I have with me Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Upanishads, Yoga Vasishtama, etc. My maximum loved positions are my books. I had some 65 books on my profession, that is metallurgical engineering. But after retirement, I donated all my metallurgy books to the NIT Warangal, my alma mater. The then director, Dr. T. Srinivas Rao, came to my house and sat with me. All these are treasures of knowledge. By not reading them, we are making a mistake. We are losing a lot. If only we read them, our outlook would change drastically and we become better humans, if not the best humans. Please don't be carried away by false and malicious propaganda by some vested interest. Change for the better. If you read Mahabharata, you will become a wiser man in life. If you read Garuda Purana, you will not indulge in so many heinous crimes which otherwise would get propelled to participate in heinous crimes, unabashedly and unhesitatingly. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, you will be removed from the cycle of samsara and you will become immortal. So don't worry about the bad propaganda by vicious group of people who nurture vested interests. You keep your loud spiritual books and read them to become victorious in life. Hariom. Next question. What is your opinion about the news that Rahul Gandhi is studying Bhagavad Gita to counter Modi ji? My answer is, if Rahul Gandhi is studying Bhagavad Gita to really counter Modi ji, I would advise Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge and Mr. Gulab Nabi Azad also to read Bhagavad Gita so that they can give Rahul Gandhi necessary moral support during debates in Parliament. Anybody studying Bhagavad Gita is a welcome step, as it will enhance their general understanding and helps in thinking and helps in thickening their moral fiber. I wish Mr. Rahul Gandhi well and be blessed with being able to understand Bhagavad Gita. God bless him. Next question. Which Bhagavad Gita is best to read and understand? My answer is, browse through the following links in Google under the caption given below for further details regarding the answers to your question on the best book of the Bhagavad Gita to be read. Good day, Shivkesham's answer to, as the Gita has been interpreted in different ways, which one do you suggest as a good reason? You are asking a question as to, as the Gita has been interpreted in different ways, which one do you suggest as a good read? If you want to really understand the underlying intentions of Lord Krishna, you must read the original text of Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit format through a learned guru. However, this is not possible for ordinary people who are immersed in worldly matters. Then the other option available is to at least read the commentary of Bhagavad Gita written by Swamijis who have been bestowed with the blessings of the God or who have been enlightened by God. It is only then you will get the indisputable interpretation of Bhagavad Gita, and you will have the unequivocal recognition of the supremacy of Bhagavad Gita's commentary as Bhagavad Gita's true representative's commentary. My understanding is limited to my own Guru Parampara. However, my understanding is correct and doubtless. The best Bhagavad Gita commentary I had read is from Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami. He left home at the age of 17 years and roamed throughout India up and down on foot twice in search of God. He did most rigorous tapas on the 7 hills of Lord Sri Venkateswara for 12.5 years and got the blessings of God. That was in 1926. After enlightenment, he started an ashram at Erpedu near Tirupati in Chittoor district of AP. He wrote Srimad Bhagavad Gita in Telugu. This is the best commentary on Bhagavad Gita I have read among some 25 to 30 Bhagavad Gita's commentaries I came across. Next best one is from Vidya Prakashanandagiri Swami, entitled Gita Makarandam in Telugu. Its English translation is also available. Sri Vidya Prakashananda Swami is the direct disciple of Sri Malayala Swami. Myself and my wife have authored a unique commentary on Telugu, which is easily comprehensible, and it is entitled Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanamu Tatparya Sahita Vyakhyaanamu by Dr. Vodde Shivakeshav. Next good one is from Madhusudana Saraswati Swami in Sanskrit. Next one is from Sri Shankaracharya, and the next one is from Dr. Shivananda Saraswati Swami in English. You can read any one of them for enlightenment and correct understanding of the Bhagavad Gita. Most of the other commentaries on Bhagavad Gita have commercial moorings. I don't recommend them. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, what does the Bhagavad Gita say about non-believers? My answer is, who is eligible for drinking water? Those who are thirsty are eligible to drink water. Who is eligible for taking medicine? Those who are afflicted with the disease. Similarly, all those people who feel they are afflicted with bhavarogam, means a disease which is making you go in circles of births and deaths, they are eligible to read Bhagavad Gita. Just as people without disease are prevented from taking medicine, those who do not believe that they are afflicted with Bhavarogam need not take to reading Bhagavad Gita. That is why Lord Krishna told for non-believers as follows: Idante na tapaskaya na bhaktaya kadachana na cha shushrushave vatyam na cha mam yobhyasuyati. That is Sloka 18-67. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows: O Arjuna, for those people who feel that they are not afflicted with Bhavarogam, Bhagavad Gita should not be told. Similarly, for those people who do not have respect for gurus and God, and for those people who are not prepared to do service to elders, and those who are in the habit of blaming God and Bhagavad Gita, should not be taught. And such people, that is, non-believers in Lord and Krishna and God, should not read Bhagavad Gita. This is Sloka 18 This is the meaning of the Sloka 18-67. I hope your doubt has been dispelled. Next, somebody is asking question: what is the relevance of Nishkama Karma in the context of today's corporate competition? My answer is, my dear questioner friend, who is asking you to refrain from participating in the corporate competition to win over your rival? What all Nishkama Karma says is that you should not bother for the outcome. Federer and Nadal fought the tennis championship. Whoever wins, the other party must take it sportively. That is Nishkama Karma. Bank manager counts every paisa as his own during the day, but he knows that not even a single paisa in the bank is not his own. At the end of the day, the bank manager leaves everything in the bank and goes empty-handed. That is Nishkama Karma. Can't you do even that? Nishkama Karma means not fasting food or spending sleepless nights. Don't unnecessarily cry over Nishkama Karma. Nishkama Karma is the best bet you can do in life and get moksham on par with sages and saints. You don't have to do tapas, or yajnam, or yagam, or homam, or sacrifice. Simply renounce the outcome of your duty. That's all. You are not being asked not to compete with all your intelligence or effort or hard labor, but you are simply being asked not to worry about the result of your action. If your result is not as expected by you, try again. That's all. I hope you have understood what is Nishkam Karma. Hari Om. So next question is, which are the more important scriptures in Hinduism, Gita or Veda? My answer is, look at the following slokas, which decide that Bhagavad Gita is the essence of 18 Puranas, 9 Vyakaranas, and 4 Vedas and Mahabharata. अष्टादश पुराणानि नवव्याकरणानि च निर्मज्य चतुरो वेदान् मुनिनां भारतं कृतम्. भारतोदधि निर्मज्य गीता निर्मजितस्य च सारमृजिच्य कृष्णेन अर्जुनस्य मुखे धृतम्. The sage Vyasa wrote Mahabharatam, taking essence of 18 Puranas, 9 Vyakaranas, and 4 Vedas. Lord Krishna churned again such Mahabharatam, consisting of 1 lakh slokas, and taken out the cream called Bhagavad Gita, consisting of 700 slokas. Having taken the cream of Mahabharata, Lord Krishna fed that cream into Arjuna's mouth directly. Or in other words, Lord Krishna made Bhagavad Gita available to humanity, showing Arjuna only as a pretext. So Bhagavad Gita is most important to Hindus than the Vedas, because Bhagavad Gita contains the essence of all the scriptures, including the Vedas and other scriptures, as stated above. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, is everything written in the Holy Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Quran, etc. 100% true? My answer is, well, I can't comment with authority on Bible and Quran, I can very authoritatively comment that everything written in Bhagavad Gita is 100% true. My above statement is based on the following. I have been practicing Bhagavad Gita for more than 35 years now. I have studied more than 25 to 30 Bhagavad Gitas written by various authors. I have myself written a unique commentary on Bhagavad Gita of about 470 pages on demi-sized book calendar, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mukti Sopanamu Tatparya Satya Vyakhyaanamu by Dr. Uddhay Sivakesam. This was selected by a panel of 8 experts from the state government of Andhra Pradesh, that is combined state Andhra Pradesh, from among more than 2,000 entries. And my book was recommended by the expert committee to buy the copies of my Bhagavad Gita copies and to be kept in all district libraries of the combined state of AP. The copies have since been procured from me and kept in all the 23 district libraries of the combined state of Andhra Pradesh. Myself and my wife have realized the ultimate truth by the grace of God, and we were both granted Jivan Mukti by God. Every word written in Bhagavad Gita is 100% true. Not only that, Bhagavad Gita is the constitution of the universe. This whole universe, please note, it is not multiverse, is being run based on the principles enshrined in the Bhagavad Gita. Just like India is being run by the Constitution of India. Based on the circumstances of the expediency, Indian Constitution amended number of times, but God does not amend the Constitution to run the universe. And it is not required also, because He has foreseen everything and made this universe to run it effectively and efficiently without any problems. However, He, God, shows His miracles once a while, contrary to conventional and natural phenomena, to make this world believe that it is the God who is running this world. Every word written there in the Bhagavad Gita is 100% true. Believe me and my words. Hari Om. Next question. Somebody is asking, why are Bhagavad Gita key verses to be remembered? What are the Bhagavad Gita key verses to be remembered in each and every moment of our life? My answer is, there are 2 cassettes on Bhagavad Gita sung by Ghantasala Venkateswara Rao in Telugu, playback singer. He had selected about 100 good slokas and sung them with a melodious voice. He also rendered the meaning of each sloka in Telugu. Don't bother for the meaning. You listen to that every morning by playing your tape recorder or CD. As the slokas are in Sanskrit, it makes no difference even if you don't know Telugu. These are good cassettes. I used to play those cassettes every day morning for almost 10 to 12 years. Even my pet dog those days used to hear the Bhagavad Gita cassettes by lying under our cot. It used to go out only after hearing the Bhagavad Gita. The cassettes are available throughout the country from any music shop. Enjoy them. After hearing them over years, you will get even the slokas by heart. Best of luck. Hari Om. In answering some other questions, I have given the important slokas in a very selective basis. You can consult my other answers for details in my other Zoom sessions. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, how would you explain the essence of Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, it was originally answered, how would you explain the Bhagavad Gita? Answer, Vishnu Ruvacha, Lord Vishnu said, Gita me ham tishtami, Gita me chottamam gruham, Gita jnanam upasritya trin lokan palayamyaham. The meaning of the above sloka is as follows. I am sitting in Gita. Gita is my best abode where I reside. Based on the knowledge of Gita, I am ruling all the 3 worlds, that is Bhulokam and Lokas above and Lokas below earth. If God is able to rule all the 3 worlds based on the knowledge embedded in Bhagavad Gita, can we not rule a house, a village, a city, a district, a state, a country? or a continent or the whole globe? Bhagavad Gita is so great. It provides all living principles of life. To know the essence of all that is available in Bhagavad Gita, you read it, you understand it, go to a guru, get your doubts clarified, and then practice it. Then you will get immensely benefited. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, why did sage Vyasa chose to name Lord Krishna's dialogue in Bhagavad Gita as a Bhagavan Uvacha, but not Krishna Uvacha or Vasudeva Uvacha? My answer is, Sage Vyasa knew fully well that Lord Krishna is none other than Lord Sri Mahavishnu as incarnation. Hence he used Bhagavan Uvacha instead of Krishna Uvacha. Next question, somebody is asking, can reading and analyzing the Bhagavad Gita itself be considered a spiritual practice? My answer is, an ounce of practice is worth a ton of precept. If all the people wearing saffron robes are to be considered as spiritual practitioners, this country would have been on top of the world in spiritualism. So mere mixing in matters of spiritual practices does not qualify anybody as a spiritual practitioner. At best, it is equivalent to an oar stirring the sweet pudding in the sweet, making vessel all the time. Yet the oar doesn't and can't know the taste of the sweet pudding. So unless you start practicing the principles enshrined in the Bhagavad Gita, you don't and you can't literally achieve anything in spiritualism. At best, it may aid and help you to convert into real spiritualism over a very, very long span of life if your attitude otherwise is humble and humane. Hari Om. Next question, somebody is asking, which religious book should I read after the Bhagavad Gita? My answer is, after Bhagavad Gita, you are expected to read Yoga Vasistam. It is said that the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita you obtained would get consolidated by reading Yoga Vasistam. Next question, somebody is asking, what is the true meaning of this sloka? Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. My answer is, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. If you protect dharmam, then the dharmam which you protected will protect you. That means, we keep following dharmam. Stand on the side of dharmam. Speak on the side of dharmam. Give protection to those that follow dharmam. And then, that dharmam which you have been nurturing, protecting, preserving will help you in giving protection through your thick and thin. This is the meaning of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. Next question, somebody is asking, is it true that the study of Bhagavad Gita has been made compulsory for students in the Netherlands from grade 5? My answer is, originally answered, is it true that the study of the Bhagavad Gita has been made compulsory for students in the Netherlands from grade 5? Answer is, I too have so, but I have not got confirmed the information. I have seen a video believed to be from Netherlands where children were reciting Bhagavad Gita slokas. So it must be true. Next question. Somebody is asking, is Gita a complete and sufficient scripture? Is one life sufficient to understand Gita? My answer is, you have asked two important questions, which so far nobody else has asked. I view your both questions as very, very valuable for a true aspirant of the Bhagavad Gita. As a person having practiced Bhagavad Gita and having been successfully achieved the full utility and ultimate benefit, I am telling you an emphatic yes for both your questions. Read Bhagavad Gita, nothing else. You will understand the essence of everything from all the scriptures. Look at the two slokas given below. Gita kalpatarum bhaje bhagavata krishnena samropitam vedam vyasa vivardhitam sriti shiro bijam prabodhankuram Nana Shastra Rahasya Shakamarti Kshanti Pravadankhitam Krishnangridvaya Bhakti Pushpasalabhim Surabhim Moksha Pradam Jnaninam Pardhaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gaditam Puranam Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavati Mashtadasadhyayinim Ambatvam Anusandadame Bhagavad Gita Bhavadveshini. If you are reading anything over and above Bhagavad Gita, it is only for scholarliness and lecturing others. It doesn't add to your knowledge. However, don't read Bhagavad Gita written by pundits and scholars. They are of no use. Read Bhagavad Gita written by self-realized souls only. They give you correct interpretations of Bhagavad Gita because they know the truth and they do neither misinterpretations nor wrong interpretations of the Bhagavad Gita. Pundits and scholars give their imagined interpretations based on the words of slokas because they themselves don't know the true meaning. They try to give a flowery picture attracting your attention because they have command and scholarliness over the language. Please remember, realized souls know the truth fully and completely. They will have no doubts about Bhagavad Gita. Hence, they give you 100% correct interpretations of the slokas of the Bhagavad Gita. Further, one life is more than sufficient to read and understand the Bhagavad Gita, provided you are a very sincere aspirant and you are a Shraddhavan, as told by Gita Acharya, Lord Krishna in Sloka 4-39. Shraddhavan labhate jnanam tatparasam yatendriyaha jnanam labdhva param chanti matirena adhigachyati. That is Sloka 4-39. The meaning is, the man who is full of faith, who is devoted to it, and who has subdued all the senses, obtains this knowledge. And having obtained the knowledge, he goes at once to supreme peace. If you want to know fully what is Shraddha, read 17th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. All the best for understanding the Bhagavad Gita fully in this life itself. Harivu. Next question somebody is asking, was Gita ever changed by anyone to make its facts wrong? My answer is, some people have misinterpreted Bhagavad Gita as they could not understand the contents of it. Some people also had an ulterior motive that if its contents are fully and truly known to all, then their personal professional importance would be reduced to the society. So, reading and practicing the Bhagavad Gita. To make it as a special prerogative which belonged only to a single community. Further, there was no means of verification of various rumors floated about the Bhagavad Gita because everything, the whole text of Bhagavad Gita, is in a language, Sanskrit, which most people can't understand even if they read it. Even though Mahabharata happened some 5,200 years ago, the first attempt to translate the Mahabharata into Telugu happened only about 1100 years ago by Adikavi Nannaya, who translated only about 2 plus Parvas, Adiparva and Sabha Parvam into Telugu before he passed away. Then after another 400 years only, the next translator, Mahakavi Tikkan Somayaji, attempted to take up the Telugu translation of Mahabharatam from the 4th Parvam and completed up to the 18th Parvam, that is 15 Parvas of the Mahabharata. It was again, after another 100 years, the third translator, Erra Prakada, completed the balance untranslated portion of the third Parvam, Aranya Parvam. Thus, the full translation of the Mahabharata, consisting of 18 Parvas into Telugu, happened over a span of 500 years and is available to the Telugu-speaking public from the 17th century onwards only, which means it is in public domain for the last 450 years only. So the full translation of Mahabharata was available to the Telugu people only during the last 400 to 500 years. Even so, the holy text Bhagavad Gita, consisting of 700 slokas, was not fully translated into Telugu by Tikkan Somayaji, who translated a portion of Mahabharata containing the Bhagavad Gita. He succinctly completed the whole of the Bhagavad Gita of 700 slokas in about 65 poems poems are prose. As a result, Telugu people did not get the benefit to know about Bhagavad Gita until 1926, when Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami translated the Bhagavad Gita into Telugu. So I would say that though nobody had tampered with the text of the Bhagavad Gita, there were lots of misinterpretations and wrong interpretations of the holy text of the Bhagavad Gita in the intervening years before Sanskrit version of Bhagavad Gita could be fully translated into Telugu. I don't know the position about other languages, but Telugu people were deprived of knowing Bhagavad Gita until 1926, until it was translated by Sadguru Mahatma Malayal Swami in 1926. From 1926 to 1962, about 36 years, Bhagavad Gita was propagated throughout the length and breadth of Andhra Pradesh by Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami. It was purely on account of Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami. Bhagavad Gita became popular in the entire undivided Andhra Pradesh because he demolished the many misconceptions and misinterpretations and wrong interpretations about the holy text of the Bhagavad Gita. Throughout his life, Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami strived hard to propagate the Bhagavad Gita among the Telugu people. If similar missions are launched in other parts of the country, the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita would percolate and scope for wrong and misinterpretation of the Bhagavad Gita would also vanish. So Telugu people were deprived of knowing the Bhagavad Gita for about 5,200 long years until Sri Sadguru Maharshi Malayala Swami translated it into Telugu around 1926, less than 100 years back. However, the original text of the Bhagavad Gita is not tampered. That is why the Telugu people affectionately call him as the grandfather of spiritual field in Andhra Pradesh. Next question. What is the difference between Bhagavad Gita and the Vedas? My answer is Mahabharatam is the essence of 18 Puranas, 9 Vyakaranas, and 4 Vedas. Condensing all these, sage Vyasa wrote Mahabharatam consisting of 1 lakh slokas. Condensing Mahabharatam further, Bhagavad Gita consisting of only 700 slokas was written. So we can say that Bhagavad Gita is the essence of all our scriptures. However, Vedas were the first scriptures given by the God Almighty to the humanity. There are 4 in number. They are Rigvedam, Samavedam, Yajurvedam, and the Atharva Vedam. Each Veda has 4 subdivisions. The Samhitas, mantras and benedictions, the Aranyakas, text and rituals, ceremonies, sacrifices and symbolic sacrifices, the Brahmanas, commentaries and rituals, ceremonies and sacrifices, and the Upanishads, texts discussing meditation, philosophy, and spiritual knowledge. Some scholars add a 5th category, the Upasanas, that is worship. The texts of Upanishads discuss ideas akin to the heterodox Shravana traditions. Vedas are Sruti, what is heard, distinguishing them from other religions' texts, which are called Smriti, what is remembered. Hindus consider the Vedas to be Apaurishayas, which means not of a man, superhuman, and impersonal, authorless revelations of sacred sounds and texts heard by ancient sages after intense meditation. The Vedas have been orally transmitted since the 2nd millennium BCE with the help of elaborate mnemonic techniques. The mantras, the oldest part of the Vedas, are recited in the modern age for their phonology rather than the semantics and are considered to be primordial rhythms of creation, preceding the forms to which they refer. By resetting them to cosmos, he is regenerated by enlivening and nourishing the forms of creation at their base. The various Indian philosophies and Hindus denominations have taken differing positions on the Vedas. Schools of Indian philosophy, which acknowledge the primal authority of the Vedas, are classified as orthodox Stika. Hari Om. Hari Om. So I think we will stop it here for today. My dear friends, I will recite shloka and call it a day. Om यदक्षरपदभ्रष्टं मात्राहीनं च यद्भवेत् तत्सर्वं क्षम्यतां देव परमेश नमोऽस्तु ते हरिः ओम तत्सत्।